this video is for worksheet 2-3 for the class Discovering Exponents. And in this one, we're going to do some radicals and we're going to talk about the zero exponent rule. All right, so in the beginning, we're just doing some radical work. So for this one, it's something times something that equals 64. These two numbers have to be the same, and that is 8. So the answer is 8. In this one, it's three things have to be multiplied together to equal 27. And if you did in your calculator, it gave you the answer of 3. But if you've worked out a few numbers, you saw that 3 times 3 is 9 times 3 more is 27. So the answer is 3. 3 multiplied together 3 times will give you 27. So this is what multiplied together 4 times will give you 16. Well, that is 2, because 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 more is 8, times 2 more is 16. So the answer is 2. 2 things multiplied together 4 times will give you 16. Now the zero exponent rule says that anything to the 0 power equals 1. Doesn't matter what it is. So for the first 3, you can see they're just all 1. But then we get a little bit... it gets a little weird after that. So let's look at those. All right, in this one, y to the 0 power is 1. So now I have 1 times y3. 1 times anything is the other number, correct? So I'm just left with y3, y to the third. All right, again, this is just 1. So anything times 1 is the other number. The answer is n to the negative 3. Anything to the 0 power is 1, so it's just 1 times x. Well, anything times 1 is just the other number, so it's just x. All right, here I get 1 on the top. X to the 0 power is 1, and then x15 is just on the bottom. There's nothing to combine it with because there's nothing that shares the same base. Same thing here. This goes to 1. There's nothing to combine then that t with, so the answer just becomes anything divided by 1 happens to be the other number, so it's t to the 5th. All right, this one's complicated, so I gave you the process off to the side. All right, 3 goes in the 18 6 times. Let's get that out of the way. 0 minus 2, okay, if we're following the product rule, and then negative 2 minus 0. All right, so first one, 0 minus 2 is going to give us r to the negative 2 power, all right? And then this one, negative 2 minus 0, is going to be t to the negative 2 power. Now, let me look at what I said the answer was. I said it's 6. Why did I come up with 6? Because I wrote the wrong... Oh, don't look at this. I got my R's and my T's all mixed up and I'm on the same thing. Do not look at my answer. This is the answer. The other way you could write it is with your R and T on the bottom. All right, so the reason that the zero exponent rule works is because 1 can be multiplied to anything. So whenever we're doing multiplication, we have to assume a 1. That's part of the identity rule. And since exponents are just repetitive multiplication, we can assume there's a 1 in there. So when I have x to the 0 power, it's just saying no x's are being multiplied together, but multiplication has to be going on, okay? Or I wouldn't have an exponent at all. So we just say it's 1. 1's being multiplied. And we can do that as many times as we want, and it doesn't change anything. The answer will be 1. So write it in your own words, but that's the meaning I'm looking for, okay? All right, so keep doing this until you master it, and I'll see you in class.